Welcome to the Flip Side, episode 21. Different style episode because we have a guest that is in person today. Usually these are over StreamYard. I had to deal with different time zones and like this. But this lovely, I almost said young lady, is here from all the way across the world.
Traveled all the way across the world just to see
Just
you.
to be on the flip side.
Just to be here in studio, to
Still,
be able to stream the podcast as your first ever person to do a live podcast.
studio is a little stretch. We're in my dining room / listings photo room / living room with Squishmallows. Studio's a little stretch, but thank you so much for being.
I just needed to be the first so that when your
Oh,
podcast
so I
is
do have a
famous,
studio. That's a good
when your
point.
podcast is famous, I'm the first in person.
The studio will happen once this thing blows up.
That's right.
And I expect you have been the one to blow me up. Right? I think you're my first international person. I think you are.
Ooh,
I think you are.
there you go. Lucky me.
No, lies. I'm sorry, Chris. Forgot about you. Chris, Turf Beast, was from Canada.
Oh, from Canada.
My
Well,
first international.
that's kind of American, isn't it?
Chris,
Canada?
you hear that? Yeah. Kind of America's top hat, as they call us.
Right. Okay.
Yes. Anyway, tell the people who you are.
My name is Mel. I go under the social platforms Back From Burnout. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the regular platforms. I am a full-time eBay seller in Australia and I sell books. Boring books.
I almost fell asleep during that intro.
Yes.
Is she done yet, guys? You sell books.
I sell books, boring books, I know.
Is there
so boring.
anything exciting about your life?
Not really.
Do you ever watch The Weakest Link?
Yeah.
The TV show.
You think that's me, the bookseller?
With that British, like this really mean British host. He's just talking to a guy. He's like, I'm a computer manufacturer journalist. He goes, is there anything exciting about your life?
Okay. Tell me if there's anything interesting about your job.
Absolutely not.
And he goes, to you, maybe not.
Well, it's, books. A lot of people who don't read books, they will think that books are very
Yeah.
boring, but books can be just as fun. It's just as fun to sell a high profitable book as it is to sell a giant Christmas tree ornament like you do.
I think about to say a giant pumpkin.
A
Like you saw me
giant
pack.
pumpkin, yeah.
Mel saw me pack a giant blown mold that sold for $180, and she was like, "This is a big pumpkin."
It's a big pumpkin to sell.
So I learned from our adventures at Sam's Club, not Sam's Warehouse, not Sam's Space, not
Sam's Land.
Sam's Land. Mel has a hard time remembering Sam's Club. It was our first time
I can't
going.
remember it.
Sam's Club, we sold those Halloween decorations,
Yeah.
dancing. You guys don't decorate for Halloween.
It's becoming more of a thing, but it's almost like certain streets get really into it. And when there's a couple of houses in the street that get into it, then what happens is a lot of the other houses in the street, and then it becomes almost like we go around to certain streets.
Gotcha.
But it's becoming a lot more popular and commercialized than it was ever. And I think it's going to continue to grow, but it's still nothing compared to what you guys have.
What about trick-or-treating? Is that part of it too? Or is it just decorating houses?
We have certain suburbs, the houses that are all done up, they really encourage the trick-or-treating. And there's certain houses and they'll put like a balloon or a ribbon or something on their letterbox, which means that you're welcome to come and trick-or-treat.
Gotcha.
But otherwise, if people don't want you trick-or-treating, they really just close up their houses. Like the curtains are shut, everything's dark, no lights are on, and it's very clear they don't want you to trick-or-treat.
That reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah.
Because I grew up in a very religious family, and my family thought Halloween was the devil. So when was trick-or-treat time, my dad's like, everybody down in the basement,
Yep.
turn the lights off, close the doors,
Okay.
close the curtains. I'm like, Dad, they're kids.
Yeah.
It's not like the demons are coming.
So how do you do that now that you've gone from doing that as a kid? Like, you've grown up, I presume your family is still that way inclined.
Yeah, my family is still that way inclined, but I don't have family here. So if I'm here for Halloween, I'll open the door. I guess it's my first time being my own house, so I don't know. I want to be the cool guy, So when we were growing up, there was like the cool guys that gave the king size candy bars, and then there was the unso cool guys that gave the little mini bars.
Or the fruit. So we've
The
had to make
fruit? I don't know if
some
anyone
fruit.
gives out fruit around
Yeah,
here.
they think there's too much
Right.
candy, so they'll give you some fruit.
There was always one house I remember that gave out a toothbrush and a toothpaste, and I hated that lady. I was like, let me rot my teeth as much as I can. Screw your toothpaste and screw your toothbrush. So I want to be the cool guy with the
cool
king
guy.
size bars.
King size
The
bars.
big bars. I don't know if I want to do Kit Kats. I want to give out some Crunch. Do you have Kit Kats and Crunch?
Yes.
Or Snickers, a big Snickers,
Yeah,
something like
Snickers.
that. Yeah, that's gonna be
Maybe
me.
not peanuts, because a lot of kids have peanut allergies these days.
Oh, that's a good point.
Stay away
like
from the
that.
peanuts.
Is that
That's a mum mode.
It's Snickers peanuts.
Mhm.
Okay, Kit Kat's fine though.
Kit Kat's fine.
What is in Kit Kat? Just chocolate?
Kit Kat's like a chocolate wafer.
Wafer. There's no like hazelnut in it.
Yeah, or you can give like little snack bags of chips or crisps or whatever you call them here. Or is it only candy here in America?
I think it's mainly candy.
Right,
If you don't get
okay.
candy, you're disappointed.
Right, okay.
So there we go.
Candy corn?
No, I hate candy corn. Some people like it.
I haven't
but
tried
not
candy
me.
corn.
Well, it's gonna be hard for you to try it because they
Okay.
don't really sell it that on
Oh.
season. So but you're not missing much. Also, it's at Sam's Club, not
Sam's Club.
Sam's Land, not Sam's Space. You told me that are you people not afraid to decorate that their neighbors or somebody else is going to steal it,
Mhm.
right? So please tell me about the terrible crime rate that is in Australia and how people just go and just steal everybody else's lawn ornaments.
Well, you had in the Sam's Club.
You already forgot.
I was going to say Sam's Land.
Sam's Land.
Sam's
Yeah.
Club.
No offense to Sam if Sam's watching.
In the Sam's Club, they were huge, like $200
Yes.
moving, singing.
Yeah, they were like saxophone
And
playing
I was like,
skeletons.
do people, like, I know people go all out here in America, so I was thinking, do they have all these huge statues that are singing and dancing, and then they have to, every single night at like midnight, pack them away and bring all the big blow-ups inside, because like they get damaged by people, like deliberate, like young kids deliberately going around and damaging. And yeah, here, like the houses do stay decorated, like but the big things that are kind of inflatable or those expensive kind of items, they would all be brought in at night.
Every
Yep,
night,
and,
and they bring them out the
yeah.
next morning.
Yeah,
I would hate to decorate if that
Yeah.
had to be happening.
Yeah.
Every night you have to go back.
yeah,
and back
like
and
obviously
forth.
the lights stay up there, and anything
Yeah.
hanging from the ceiling or the up
Well-
high or anything like that. But anything that could easily be taken or damaged will be brought in.
My parents' house still has Christmas lights out from 2012. Those lights never go.
They're never
inside.
going away.
My dad's like, I hang these ones. They're here forever.
Well, I like
Yeah.
fairy lights on the porch.
Christmas lights.
Christmas lights.
Mel has an obsession with the word fairy.
Fairy lights.
Everything fairy lights, fairy bread.
Airy fairy. I'm airy fairy.
A lot of fairies in Australia. The way I learned. Before I forget, please tell the people what fairy bread is.
I can't believe this is such a thing. It's like I can't believe you're all shocked by it. I can't believe your kids don't eat it. In Australia, we have something that we call fairy bread, and it's very popular for children's birthday parties. Basically, you get a piece of fresh white bread. There's nothing better than soft, fresh white bread.
Wonder bread.
Wonder bread or bakery bread or whatever. Butter on the bread.
Now, make sure your butter and our butter is the same.
Butter, margarine.
Your butter is not a keyword for like ice cream
No,
or something like
just
that. Okay,
regular
okay.
butter that you put on your bread.
Salted,
Salted,
unsalted.
unsalted, however you have it.
Okay.
Right? Then you, on the top of that, you put your hundreds and thousands.
Tell them what that is.
We call hundreds and thousands, they're your sprinkles. So there's two types of sprinkles, the little coloured ball ones, and then there's the little sliver
little
ones.
diagonal lines.
That's right. So it's a little, you
Coloured
can
balls.
use either, but traditionally it would be more the little ball ones.
The little
And
ball ones.
yeah, if you're making a bulk load for your children's birthday party, you'd put all the sprinkles like on a plate,
Then
right?
you just like dip the bread in.
and then you dip the bread in, and then you would cut it into triangles. So if you were to Google fairy bread, you would see it.
You would see that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like us doing French toast. We
Yeah.
just dip it into the egg.
It's delicious.
I can't imagine. We talked to Derek today. ATL Flipper called me, and he was like, "How do they chew it?"
It's not hard to chew. They're little hundreds and thousands. They don't.
It's just
they're
I
nothing.
don't know. I guess
It's probably not sweet enough for the Americans.
No, it sounds
They're
terrible.
probably like, this is so flavorless.
Yeah, we like things sweet.
We
here.
love it.
We like things sweet here.
Next time we go to Pubics.
To what?
Pubics?
I don't know what that is. I never heard of
The
it.
supermarket with the big chicken?
Publix?
Publix. Next time we go there, we can
The
buy
supermarket with the big chicken.
You knew what I was talking about then.
This big chicken, yes.
Yeah. So we can
Chicken breast.
next time we can
size
buy
of your
that. We
hand.
can get some hundreds and thousands and you can try it.
Okay. Before Mel leaves, I gotta try some Wonder Bread.
Fairy bread.
One of be good content for your channel.
Yep.
Speaking of Publix, not
Publix.
Pubics or whatever you said it was.
I thought it was pubics. Publix. That sounds much better than pubics.
For those of you guys know, where Publix is like our grocery store compared to a Kroger, Save-A-Lot, whatever you guys are from. It's the one here down south, most popular one. I took Mel on Tuesday, I believe, right, when I picked you up.
We had to get supplies.
Yes, we had to get beverages for the house. And we got more than just beer, didn't we? We bought something else. Limes for the beer.
For the I hadn't even been here an hour and he's buying cases of beer.
I think that's all we bought. It was just beer and limes, right? I don't think I bought anything else. Yeah, there we go. That's very important supplies. Anyways, but we walked around the grocery store and this girl has her like tripod out with the camera. She goes, "Hey guys, look at the size of these chicken breasts. Look at the size of this onion. Look at
the onion. It's like as big as this cup. It's this. It's massive."
I guess they're not used to regular sizes in Australia. So the whole time we walk around Publix, everybody's looking at us. Why is this lady with the Australian accent talking about an onion? And it just is enamored by it. So
everything's large here.
You should have known that.
It's just
the rumors.
But it's not even. It's everything's large, but there's just so much variety of everything. And
so would this be considered a large cup?
Yeah.
Where you're from?
Yep.
This is like for a whole family. This is coffee for a whole family.
Yeah, that's a lot. Like when you go to your restaurants and stuff, your drink is like a large size. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, another thing with restaurants, since we're on restaurants, they don't do refills in Australia, according to Mel.
No.
So she was shocked with the refill policy that we have here as well.
Yeah, they just keep bringing you all this fizzy drink, and it's
fizzy drinks.
We call it fizzy drink. You call it soda pop or something.
Soda pop? No, I just call it soda.
Soda.
I do call it fountain drinks.
We call it fizzy drinks. We don't call it fountain drinks. So Tech's wife asked me if I wanted a fountain drink, and I was like, I don't know what a fountain drink is.
What fountain is it coming from?
If she just said, "Would you like a soft drink?" I would have gone,
okay,
so
I know. You guys know soft drinks.
Yeah, I would have just gone, "Yes, please, Coke Zero or whatever."
If she told you, "Would you want a lemonade?" You'd be like, "Yes, give me a 7-Up."
If you'd said to me, "Do you want a lemonade?" It would definitely. We call lemonade Sprite or 7-Up, but your lemonade is like lemon cordial for us, or like.
I don't know what cordial.
Yeah, I'll have to send you some photos. We call it cordial, and it's like a syrupy thing that you pour about this much in the bottom of your syrupy drink, and you pour about this much in the bottom of your cup, and then you add water to it. That's what your
There's no syrup in lemonade.
That's what your lemonade.
It's just lemons and water, and ice and sugar. There's no syrup in it.
Yeah, ours is like a syrup that you mix with water, and it tastes the same as your lemonade.
So long story short, I learned that if I ever go to visit Mel in Australia, I need to buy 2 of everything, so that I feel like I'm at home.
Yeah, probably.
So I feel like it makes more sense for you to I always need to buy 2 drinks.
You need a
large
budget
started.
just for your drinks.
Apparently, if they're smaller and they're not free refills.
No, they're like $4 or $5 a glass of drink, and
I'm in trouble.
I've just noticed Americans drink a lot of calories in drinks.
Yes.
There's a lot of, everywhere you go, they're drinking Starbucks drinks or coloured drinks, and you use a lot of clear cups.
Colored drinks?
Coloured, like just like bubble teas. I mean, we've got bubble tea, but
you saw somebody drink bubble tea here?
I saw people at Disney World. I
was going to say, I don't think you're doing bubble tea yet.
But there's just a lot of, I don't know.
Just a lot of, we like colors. We live in a beautiful country, a beautiful, colorful country. We like to have colors in our beverages. Sue us.
When you go to your, was it Sam's World? They have
Sam's Club.
No, it wasn't Sam's Club. Maybe it was Sam's Club. Is that like the Costco one that we went to?
Yeah, that's Sam's Club.
Yeah, so you had like 3 fountain machines with all different flavors.
Yes.
We would have 1 fountain machine with just 5 or 6
Well,
flavors.
that is a Sam's Club. So that's not really the usual. When you go to like a regular like restaurant, you probably will have a choice between 5 to 7.
Okay. Yeah.
The Sam's Club food court was a little different.
Just all the different flavors.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I need to take you to.
Oh, the root beer.
Okay, tell them how much you love root beer, man.
Oh, well, Paul got root beer.
Barks root beer, the
Oh,
best root beer in the world.
I'd never tried root beer, so I had a sip, and it just tasted like mouthwash. It was disgusting.
She yelled right in the middle of the store. This is terrible. This tastes like mouthwash. There was a couple behind us there. They wanted to kill her for demeaning the root beer that she was drinking.
Oh, that was one of the most disgusting things I've tasted.
I took her to so many restaurants and she loved every single thing. But the only thing she hated so far was root beer, which was even my root beer.
Yeah.
Love root beer. That reminds me. I need to take you to like a Wendy's or something. I've never been to a Wendy's before.
No.
Right? So I take you to a Wendy's. Inside the Wendy's, they have a soda robot machine. Have you ever seen that?
No.
So it's like a machine, touchscreen machine, that you pick your soda, and you click on one, and then it gives you like 8 other options underneath it. Did you ever see that before?
No.
You didn't have that?
No.
So like you'll click like Coke Zero. Underneath it will give you, do you want vanilla Coke Zero? Do you want cherry Coke Zero? Do you want this Coke Zero? Do you want this Zero? There's like 85 million options for you to pick. I think you would enjoy that. I always get the, what do you call that, Fanta?
Fanta.
I get the Fanta.
Just Fanta.
And I like to get
You were saying Fanta.
That's how you say
It's
it.
Fanta.
Fanta. I get the Fanta there, and I usually always, because I like Fanta, but I'm not a big fan of orange.
Is that just your Ukraine accent coming through, or do the Americans?
Guys, in the comments below, tell her how to say Fanta.
Fanta. It sounds so Fanta. Like it sounds really posh.
I'll have the Fanta,
I'll have a
please.
Fanta.
Please limit the ice. I'm watching my figure.
No. Fanta.
So I get the Fanta because I like the fizziness, as you would say, of the Fanta, but I don't like the orange flavor too much.
Mm-hmm.
So at these machines, they have grape Fanta, cherry Fanta, strawberry Fanta, peach Fanta, lime Fanta, lemon Fanta, whatever. You can just go all out. I learned from the machine peach Fanta, delicious. Now you hate peaches.
I don't like peach
So you
drink.
wouldn't like
I like peaches. I just don't like peach drink.
peach drink. Long story there.
Yeah.
We won't go into it. Back in 1927, Mel had a bad experience with peaches. But anyways, we'll get back to the differences between Australia and USA. We can do 10 hours talking about this.
Yep.
How she pronounced broccoli wrong, how she pronounced Parmesan wrong. Say it real quick.
Parmesan.
And
Broccoli.
Broccoli and Parmesan. I am really close to like putting that in my brain and saying it wrong myself for the rest of my life just because of you.
Parmesan.
What are you doing in my house? How did you get here?
How did I get here?
Explain your journey from the start to you now being in my house. How did it come about?
The American trip or me meeting you?
No one cares about you, man. We met. She slid into my DMs.
Was it the other way around?
Exactly what happened. She was like,
it was a few years ago.
She's like, this Philly flipper fella has quite the, what'd you say, the aura, the energy.
Good energy.
Quite good energy. I want to be friends with him. Slid into my DMs. And said,
I don't think it was like that, but anyway.
Exactly.
We've been friends for a few years.
Long time.
Yeah. We met through YouTube somehow.
Through YouTube. Probably some kind of live or something like that. And I think it was me sliding into your DMs because I remember I invited you to come on one of my live shows. And I was like, hey girl, I don't think you know who I am, but I'm cool. And come on the show. And you were like, okay, but tell me the time because it's a different time for me. I need to plan my whole year around it. And that's how it worked out. That's how we met. But how are you in this great country of ours?
So I don't really know how it happened. I think it's just I saw that FlipCon was advertised.
Yes.
And I just kind of I guess I've been having a bit of a midlife crisis. Divorce will do that to you. And I just kind of thought, I saw FlipCon and I thought, wow, I wonder if I could do FlipCon this year. Like it just kind of felt like maybe I can make this happen. I can get flights. I've met enough YouTubers and stuff now that I thought I could just invite myself to,
Yeah.
to come and stay with people. And, you know, over the years, I've had people say, if you ever want to come, then I can come stay with them. And yeah, I guess that's just how it happened. So it just, I really like us. Yeah, I just, and that's how it happened with you. You've ended up with me for a little bit longer than
Too.
expected. I was meant to come to you a few days after I originally did.
Were you still supposed to? You're supposed to come like today originally.
Yeah, I think I was. Like, yeah, it was about,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So I was meant to come to Paul about today, and then I was seeing Tech and Sports before you, and Tech had contacted me, and he'd said, you know, will you be here can you spend the weekend with me? And I thought, I'm doing the weekend with Paul, we're going yard sailing, and then we're going to road trip down to Charlotte to FlipCon. So I was trying to work this out, and I said to Tech, you know, oh, maybe, you know, what have you got planned? And he was like, I want to take you to Disney World. And I was like, whoa, I can't.
We got to make that happen.
I've got to make that happen. So I was like, well, I still really want to do the yard sales with Paul. So I'll come to Disney World like the week earlier. So I changed my flights so that I was coming in about 5 days earlier. So I was able to spend like 5 nights with Tech and Sports and his wife, and we went to Disney World and had this amazing time. And then I was kind of left with a couple of extra days. And so I basically I was comfortable enough with Paul to say, hey, can I come a few days earlier? So because
And I told her no. And she's still here.
Yeah, so it was it's been good.
Pretty much. So she's on her technically your third leg of the trip, right?
Yes.
Because you had Tech, you had Max, you had me.
Yep.
And then leg 4 is FlipCon.
Leg 4 is FlipCon. I'm very excited to
excited
meet
about
all
that.
the different people at FlipCon.
This is going to get released before FlipCon. So if you guys are at FlipCon, come over and say hi. This is going to get released on Sunday. FlipCon starts on Wednesday, right?
FlipCon starts on Wednesday. We
Yeah.
arrive Tuesday evening.
Correct. And then after FlipCon, tell them where you're going.
After FlipCon, I am going home, traveling home with Kevin, the Commonwealth picker, Commonwealth flipper. So Kevin is taking me in his car, and I'm going back to Virginia and gonna go to the cabin. So that's gonna be fun. And yeah, I'm gonna stay there for 2 nights in Virginia.
It's a long time in Virginia, man.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know if you can get out alive.
Yeah.
2 nights is a long time in Virginia.
Yeah.
Most people don't make it.
I'm really excited. So that'll be fun.
And
And then after Virginia, I fly off to San Francisco and spend a couple of nights with Chris from Daily Refinement.
there we go.
And then I fly home.
It's all guys. You guys notice that? Tech, Max, Paul, Kevin, Chris. All guys. Mel doesn't want to hang out with any females.
I got no female. You
She
two
goes,
friends.
oh, you female? No. Only guys.
I need some female friends, girls.
So if you're a female coming to FlipCon, say hi to Mel. She needs more female friends,
Yep.
obviously.
Yep.
That's what's going on. All right, so it's a pretty fun trip. And it's your first time in the States? Is it your first time out of the country or no?
First time out of the country. I've
Out of the country. You
Yeah.
never left the great country of Australia before.
never been overseas, never had a passport. Never.
Dang. And you told me you had a couple of little hiccups on your flight here.
Yep.
Want to explain what happened there?
So I flew over and I arrived from Sydney to Dallas. It's nearly 16 hours.
16-hour flight.
Yeah, so my flight left Sydney late.
Yes.
So it meant I got into Dallas late. So when I arrived in Dallas, my connecting flight to go to Fort Lauderdale, to where Tech was picking me up from, I basically got into Dallas and I had 30 minutes between arriving and going to Fort Lauderdale, the flight. And so I had to...
And you have to pass customs,
I had to
right?
go through customs.
Yeah.
So I was running in. I had 2 American ladies that were sitting next to me on the main flight, and they were really good. They were kind of pushing me through and showing me where. But when we got to customs, I had to go to the customs line, and they went to the other line. And I got to the customs line, and there was just hundreds of people, but there was a security guard there. And as I was kind of wrapping around, I just kind of begged at her, and I said, look, my flight is leaving. Can I please jump the queue or something? Because I'm not going to make it if I have to go through all this queue. So she was kind of a bit unsure.
Queue is a line.
Line. So she let me jump the line, and then I had about 8 people in front of me, and meanwhile, I've now got 20 minutes or something, and I was still stressing. I got through customs. He did ask me quite a lot of questions. I don't know if it's because I said I was here for business and pleasure, but he asked me quite a bit about what the business related stuff I was doing. Wanted to know how much cash I had on me and stuff like that.
Yes.
basically after I got through customs, I ran through to the next part, and there was just a huge line as well to go through the security part where you go through the sniffer dogs and all the.
You have to do that again?
Yeah.
Even though you just came from a plane?
Yep.
That's surprising.
Yep.
Okay.
So thankfully, the two ladies that I'd been sitting next to were closer up in the line, and they saw me and they waved me down. So I jumped the queue again and got in with them. Went through the sniffer dogs. Went through the.
Went through those sniffer dogs.
Went through, where they scan you and you put your handbags.
Yeah.
Then I had to go quickly grab my bag.
From the
Yeah,
luggage.
even though it was a connecting one, they didn't take it to the.
Oh my goodness.
So 30 minutes, I'm
There's
like
no,
sweating.
You made the flight?
No.
I'm
telling you the story.
You were building this up to like, I'm going to make it, but you didn't.
I didn't make it.
Man.
Then I had to get my bag, put my bag on this next spot. Then I had to find which terminal I was going to. Then I had to jump on like a train tram thing.
Yeah, because you were in Dallas, right?
Dallas, and then
I took that airport. Yeah.
Big airport. You have to go on this tram.
Every pretty much, not gate, but every terminal has its own little train stop. Right?
Yes, I had to get on the train. Then my terminal and my gate was the very last one, and I was running up to it. There was 5 minutes before I had to. The flight was meant to leave. The plane was sitting there. It said final boarding on the screen. The door was shut. She wouldn't let me in.
Why? She didn't let you in?
She didn't let me in.
Did you explain to her what your difficulties to get in there?
I just said it was out of my hands. So then she swapped me to another flight, which was about coming in then about 2 hours later. So I had to ring tech, and I was like, instead of picking me up at like 9 p.m., now you have to pick me up at 11 p.m. It's getting late. So I pretty much came in, went to the toilet, sat down, and then got a notification, your flight's been delayed. So it said my flight was going to arrive at like 2:30 in the morning.
Oh,
and I'm looking at this, and I said to Tech, I'm not getting like 2:30 in the morning. I'll have to get an airport hotel or something. I can't make you pick me up at 2:30. And he said, fly to Miami instead. So I went and organised a flight to Miami, and was able to jump on a plane. She said, I can get you on a plane to Miami, but you have to run. And I was like, oh my God.
I just ran here.
I mean, I had no time to pull the camera out. I was just sweating.
Dang.
I was like, I can't believe this has all happened in the space of like 45 minutes.
It's your first time leaving the country.
First time ever. And by myself, I was like, nearly having a panic attack. And anyway, I managed to get on the plane to Miami. Got to Miami, and they lost my luggage.
Oh my goodness.
So then they couldn't. One person was telling me my luggage was still in Dallas. Someone else was saying it was in Fort Lauderdale, and someone else was saying it was in Miami. And Tech and I, we just had no idea. So we put in a luggage claim, and then the next morning they found it, and they delivered my luggage to his house.
So it seems like the flight.
That was a long story.
Seems
guys.
like the flight was very smooth to me.
It was a nightmare.
I don't see what the issue was at all.
But then my flight coming to you, I was meant to get to you to 2 o'clock.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I was meant to come to Paul and arrive to him at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the flight got bumped, and it was going to get in at like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. So Paul's like linking me, and he says, just jump on the bus.
Take the bus.
So 8 o'clock in the morning, I jumped on a bus and was here by lunchtime.
Was it a fun bus ride?
It was
You picked the wrong spot.
I have learned that you never sit at the back of a bus because it smells like the toilet.
Well, the toilet's right behind. So yeah.
No good.
You couldn't just get up and switch to something else?
It was pretty full.
Everybody else knew the good spots.
Everybody else knew not to sit in the back rows.
So talk to me about your 16-hour flight. I never flew. I flew quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think my longest flight ever was 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
This is double that. What does one person do in a flight for 16 whole hours?
I slept a lot for the first half of it. I tried to get onto the Florida time.
That's surprising because I would be so stressed. I don't know how I was able to
I think when I'm stressed on a plane, because I don't really like planes, so I think when I do get on them, I kind of close my eyes and try not to think about what's going on.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so when I got on there, it was about 3:30 Australian time, which was like 1:30 a.m. for Florida.
Okay.
So I just knew straight away that if I could sleep early on into the flight, I'd be into Florida time.
Gotcha.
So I tried to sleep, and it was kind of on and off, but I did sleep quite a bit until probably 10:30 a.m. Florida time. Okay. And then when I looked at the clock and I was like, okay, it's 10:30 in the morning in Florida. You need to try and stay awake so that when it becomes their nighttime, you can sleep. So really then once I was awake, because there's no Wi-Fi on the plane.
Well, yeah. Well, unless you pay for it.
You couldn't even pay for it.
That one.
No Wi-Fi. So I just watched a
what
couple
was
of
the
movies.
airline? Do you remember?
Qantas.
Qantas. flights from Australia to Dallas. Okay,
Yep.
good to know.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, I just
Watch a couple movies.
I watched a couple of movies and
Got some food.
kind of the food as the food came, and I was talking to the American ladies for a little bit.
You
and-
would talk on the regular.
yeah.
Did you tell them about your YouTube channel?
No,
Make them
those two.
subscribe.
I told them I was a vlogger, but I didn't give them my channel.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm not
Man,
really
I
like
tell
that.
everybody about my
I
channel.
know you do.
I
Even
do.
the waitress.
I tell everybody. hey, we told the waiter close to me, Gabriel, right? He probably
Gabriel.
subscribed.
Oh,
Why-
well, he was obsessed with us.
Yeah, Gabriel liked us a lot.
Yeah.
How many meals do you get on a 16-hour flight? 3? Two?
Yeah, they probably like, I think there was like 2 or 3 main meals.
Makes sense.
Yep. So, and it was, I think the first couple, I had a couple of beers to try and help me go
Oh.
to sleep as well. And then
I'm so surprised by that.
I didn't like the breakfast meal that they gave.
What was
didn't
the
eat much
breakfast
of
meal?
that.
Well, I've learned from being with you that you're not a big breakfast person.
No, I didn't. And
Uh,
it was like a
and-
funny tasting sausage and a rubbery tasting egg. And
Oh,
like there was a nice yogurt that came with it,
oh,
with
it's
like
a
some
nice yogurt.
yogurt with
Nice little chobani.
muesli or something. Yeah,
Nice
like a
little
chobani.
So Mel had to sleep until 10:30 Florida time to get used to it.
But I've been good.
Explains why she wakes up at 10:30 every single day here. Now it makes sense.
No, I haven't really felt any jet lag.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, I feel like I'll probably get it when I come back.
Yeah.
Because I'm not only like, I've been on Florida time for like,
it's called
3 weeks.
Eastern time.
I've been on Eastern time.
I do appreciate you trying to make it Florida time.
Yeah.
Those of you guys that are in charter time, good idea. Call it Florida time, but it is called Eastern time.
Okay, so I'll have been on Eastern time for about 21 days, 3 weeks.
Been here for
No, by the end of it. But then I
was gonna say, you
go,
haven't been here for 3
no,
weeks,
like
huh?
I'll have been on Eastern time for about 21 days before I fly to San Francisco.
Yes.
So then I change to
Western time.
Western time. So then so like
It's-
when my
it's, it's
flight,
a 3-hour difference from here to there.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a lot for people that are watching, but I flew that before. It's difficult to adjust.
well, I think
Yeah.
it's just my flight doesn't leave till 10:30 p.m. at night,
Yeah,
which will have been Eastern time at 1:30 a.m.
correct.
So it'll feel like I'm staying awake, I think, till like
Yes.
1:30 in the morning, and then I've got this jet lag and have to get back home. So
So what time is 1:30 a.m. here? It's
about 3:30 in the
like in the afternoon,
afternoon.
right? It's the middle of the
Yeah.
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's difficult. That's why I was like, I was trying to get them all to come to a podcast earlier, but it's like so hard with how our times are so different. It's what, like a 14 hours, something like
Yeah,
that?
15, I think.
15-hour time difference, and she's ahead. So like any time where I'm uncertain if the world's gonna end, I say, "Hey Mel, are we still alive?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, right, we're good."
We're good.
That's how it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
All right. So explain to the people sometimes that you're a full-time reseller,
Yeah.
living in Australia,
Mhm.
right? So people that watch me, they know garage sales. That's what I do. Yard sales, not really a thing where you are.
Like we do have garage sales. I've
You-
always
you have what?
we do have garage sales.
Garage sales.
Garage. It's not
sales.
garage.
Garage sales.
Garage.
Garage.
I think I was under like we went to the garage sales today, and they were a lot smaller than I've watched Gary Vee doing the garage sales,
Yes.
and you get these big long driveways with these big 2-story houses, and it's different over here.
Well, we do have the long driveways. Don't have 2-story houses. And again, the ones we had today were not in the best areas.
No basements here.
No basements here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So maybe tomorrow your opinion will change when we go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And also was a pretty like I told her yesterday. I was like, oh, it's looking pretty sparse out there. Not gonna be a pretty good day. We still found some good stuff.
Yeah.
3 sales. Even Mel found her first good item.
I did.
She's like, I can do this. I'm a
I did.
professional.
I'm not just a bookseller.
She found a nice carved bear.
Hand carved a bear.
Sold for up $85 for it. Sells for about 75. That's a pretty good flip.
Yeah. Hopefully you can flip it.
Well, no, I'll start flipping it.
I
when
tried
she
to
leaves.
make him some deals on some knives and
Yeah, she tried to get me a deal on knives that I had no interest in buying.
You
the
look
guy
like
was like, I want 80 just for that one. He's like, well, how about for all of them? I was like, whoa, Mel, settle down. I don't even want that one for 80.
Well, you look like you were interested, so I was trying to get like a bulk deal
Yeah,
for you.
he's about to drop like a $400 number. I'm like, oh well, I guess if she was so entitled to
And
it.
then I was trying to get the KitchenAid.
Yeah, the kid. She tried to get a KitchenAid. It was like 2 miles away from where the yard sale was happening. In the very back cupboard. It's like, what about that? Is that KitchenAid for sale? It was pretty funny. Yeah.
You've got to ask or you'll never receive.
That's from the same sale as the bear.
Yep.
The KitchenAid. Yeah. I think for 3 yards or so, they did pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyways, they said your garage sales are there, but they're not. I guess as prevalent as we are here.
Yeah, we don't have them as they're not as great. They're not as good. They're not as I don't think they're as common. I think a lot of people where I'm living just tend to use the Facebook Marketplace nowadays.
That makes sense. Yeah.
It's less garage sales, but yeah, it was fun to go to it. Maybe if I was an everything seller, I'd be more interested in a garage sale. But being a bookseller, it's kind of occasionally I'll see one advertised and I'll send them a message and say, "Do you have any books?" And if they say no, I'm like, "Okay, I don't even bother with it." Then
I looked at some books today and they weren't the best.
No,
There were some bird books, some of that weren't that good. Cookbooks that weren't that good.
Yeah.
So that way, so if you don't source the garage sales, you call your thrift stores op shops.
op shops.
Now, is it also, are they the same as our thrift stores here?
Yeah.
People go in, give the donations, the people price them, and
They're exactly the same. I went to one of your Goodwills with Tech's wife, and yeah, it looks like one of our.
Okay.
We call it op shop, which stands for opportunity shop.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, when I'm on YouTube, I use the word thrift shop, which annoys a lot of the other Australians because
like, what is this thrift shop?
Why are these Australians trying to be American? But like, if I say op shop, nobody knows what I'm talking about,
and a big portion of your YouTube audience is American, more than Australian.
I've only got a 20% Australian base.
The Aussies hate.
Yeah, I got 50% American, 20% UK, 20% Australian, and then the rest is
10% Indian.
Everything. Indian.
I saw a big percentage Indian.
Yep.
Filipino.
Yeah.
A good percentage there. Yeah, Mel's. People love Mel everywhere besides Australia. So I almost have a higher percentage of no.
Sometimes, like when I say thrift in my videos, it doesn't really sound very natural, and I actually have to sometimes do the video take a few times to be able to get thrift to sound natural in the sentence that I'm saying. Maybe I just give up and go thrift.
So, do you go there for books? Is that a good opportunity? The op shop.
Yep.
Get some good books there.
Go to the thrift shops for the book. Go to the tip shops. Go to the book fairs.
How many thrift shops or op shops are in your, like, I was going to say miles, but I don't think you know what miles are. For example, like from like a hour vicinity from your warehouse.
An hour.
How many can you
Quite
hit?
a lot. Yeah, from an hour. Yeah, quite a lot.
And for the people that are watching, you're in the capital, close to the capital.
I'm in the capital of Australia.
Of Canberra.
Canberra.
Did I say it right?
Canberra.
Some capital.
It's not Canberra, it's Canberra.
Canberra. And I don't know if you're talking about, but you're in a warehouse.
I am in a warehouse.
Which I used to be, and I'm jealous that you have one.
Yeah.
Not really. I'm happy to be in the house. And so from there to, there's quite a bit of op shops in that area. If you do want to source just op shops only, you think it would be possible?
There's not as many op shops around my warehouse because I commute to the warehouse. So around my hometown in Canberra, there's quite a bit. There's quite a lot. The warehouse is like a 45-minute drive out from Canberra. So it's not actually in Canberra, it's in New South Wales.
Oh, New South Wales.
Right. So in the area where the warehouse is,
New South Wales a state though?
Yeah. My warehouse is in another state.
Is Canberra is not a state.
Yes, it is. ACT.
ACT, right? That's a state. ACT.
I travel out of ACT into New South Wales to go to my warehouse.
So the states in Australia are similar to the states that we have here. So it'll be like me traveling to Georgia. That's the next state to me. Well, Georgia's a lot farther than that, but so she has to go to a different state to go to a
different
warehouse.
State.
Dang.
So there's only a few in that area because it's a small town, and then I can head up towards Sydney to do a lot of thrifting there. So
is Sydney close to the warehouse?
Sydney's about 2 hours from the warehouse.
Okay.
So if I travel around that 1 to 1.5 hours, I can get a lot of inventory. So I do travel like within like an hour and a half to buy my inventory.
Now, if you want to share this, tell us. If not, I'll cut it later.
Okay.
About those landfill shops.
You're fascinated by that.
I'm fascinated. Please share with us about these Mel goes to the landfill to buy books, and she thinks we won't be fascinated by that information.
Our landfill, you go to the landfill and you throw your rubbish in the spot for the landfill, and there's people that can go along and they pick things out of it, and then there's a shop, and they call it the tip shop, and yeah, they sell things at the tip shop. So they sell. You can either donate things to the tip shop,
Okay,
just
so
like
donations.
just like a charity shop.
Okay.
So you can donate them there, or they scrap through what people are just throwing out.
Because I was like, so if somebody throws out books, the next person goes and dumps a bunch of fries and ketchup on them. People just go clean up the book, clean the ketchup off, and then give it to the shop.
If they thought it was worth money, they would.
Really?
They've
Wow.
got people that are walking around in there as people are dumping stuff, and they're picking things out.
That's so interesting
Yeah.
to me. So did they hire the people and train them? Hey, this stuff is worth money, or they just say, hey, just follow your gut, and if you think it's worth
I think
money,
it's
pick
follow
it
your
up.
gut. Like
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That's mind blowing to me. That's why I don't know. Like I told her she needs to make a video about this because, like, for me, I'm like, that sounds super cool. It's like legit trash picking, and then the people. So, like, is there anything like crazy you ever seen at these like shops? Like, whoa, this thing is here.
They're pretty good shops at the tip shop. They're big. There's a lot of things to buy in it. I guess it's like a big.
Is there anything
thrift
that was
shop.
like super expensive there?
Not really. They just make the prices up as you go. So sometimes it depends on who the person is that's working behind the counter. I've got, I can give the winky eye and get some special deals.
I've never tried the winky eye. I need to try that. They're like, are you okay? You're having a seizure?
But yeah, it depends who's working on how much you'll get charged. Sometimes you just never get charged the same amount for anything. But
and you just go there for books, too, right?
Yeah, they've got a huge book section. They've got CD section, media section, everything.
Do they sell like jewelry and stuff there too?
Yep.
I'm just always intrigued
Anything
about
that they find,
what they
really.
find in
If
the
so-
landfill. Like
yeah.
these people are throwing out gold and silver and stuff.
People throw out a lot of stuff that they just can't be bothered to go and even. Sometimes people are, I think, even embarrassed to take it to like a thrift store. They just rather it's easier just to throw it out.
Wow.
But people are very wasteful.
Well, they're very wasteful here.
Yeah.
Like I said, like when we first moved here as a family in '98, we lived in an apartment building, and to get by, it was crazy to us. When we saw like we had dumpsters, and people just threw out perfectly good stuff into the dumpsters. Yeah. And I remember like my dad would always go out and like, look, here's this thing. And I remember I got a Sega Genesis. You know what that is?
Yeah.
It's a video console.
No.
And then a couple of days later, my dad found in the trash somebody just threw out a bunch of Sega games. I was like, what? Give them to me.
Yeah.
Our craziest thing was my dad found a fur coat. Somebody threw out a fur coat, and in the pocket was like $400.
Yeah.
We just threw a coat of $400 away in the pocket.
Up where the waste part is, they have like one of their trucks with the big cage, and so somebody's working in there, and everything they think can go into the shop, they just pick out, fill it up in the truck, and when the truck's full, they just drive it down to the shop, and then put it on all the cages ready to wheel into the shop.
That sounds like the worst / best job ever. Because I would love to just to pick through this stuff and just find the thing, but I'm sure it probably doesn't smell too good because of where you are.
Yep.
You're surrounded by trash. Do you guys have birds that fly around everywhere?
There would be birds and stuff. No, I don't know what your trash looks like. If it's just you drive up and drop it in a mound on the dirt, is that how it is?
We have different, because like I said, I used to own a moving business in Philly, so there was different landfills. There was one that was just a dirt. There was one that was just a big hole in the ground.
Yeah.
You back up to it and you dump your trash into a big hole. Guy comes on in the escalator or whatever and takes it to somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I was always doing always the big hole because it was easier to drop in.
Yeah.
Is yours similar to that?
Yeah, ours is similar like that. You back up, there's a big
Like just like a big pit.
like a concrete pit or whatever.
Yep.
And the machine, the guys come around with the big machine, sweeping it up and picking through it.
That's so
and they
interesting.
just pick through it to put it in the shop.
So before it goes from the pit to where the landfill goes, people pick through it.
Not people, only the workers.
Yeah, the workers.
Yeah, they pick through it.
That's crazy. You need to record this. This could be like a whole video series on your channel. It's like you call it like you can even call it trash to cash, because you're legit buying it from the trash, and have like a series of say, hey, this year I'm going to try to make $10,000.
You're just telling it to all the other Aussie resellers.
Nobody's watching from Aussie. Nobody watches me from Aussie.
They're watching me.
If you guys are watching me from Aussie and I see this concept, I'm suing you. This is Mel's idea. Mel's doing it.
Mel's doing this
But
video.
even do like a challenge.
If you don't, Paul's going to come after you
Yeah,
online and like.
Oh, me and Mel double teamed one guy in the past. Try to steal my name. Hasn't put out a video since
Oh yeah,
then.
that's right.
So
I helped back you on that.
We got some power. We can make it work. But anyway, back to my awesome idea for you. I just can provide awesome ideas.
This is how I'm going viral, is it?
Yeah, do a challenge or say whatever the number is, $10,000 in a year. Of just, and you call it track, because Americans will definitely watch it. And you just go to the op shop, not the op shop. What is it called?
Tip shop.
Tip shop. Tip shop. Why do you call it tip shop?
Rubbish tip.
What is a rubbish tip?
You tip your rubbish in the.
Don't call
Or the dump. Rubbish dump.
Don't say tip shop on your title.
Dump?
I'll just say dump, landfill, something like that, and come in there and see what you can, like, with $20 the first time or whatever, and see if you can build it to $10,000. It might be hard for you with books, but if somebody doesn't know, okay, maybe somebody can go take this. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, somebody's jumping you. No, this podcast is coming out before I'm even home. Isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
it's coming out. It's coming out in 2 days. This podcast
Oh,
coming out.
this is done.
By the time you get home, somebody's going to hear episode 3. But now I would love to watch that.
Okay.
Just to
Okay,
see,
I'll do it.
just to see what is in the store, what is coming out of the trash. If you can, like, get like shots of the people picking
Okay.
and stuff. I don't know. You guys, let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the comments below if you would watch it. I think we would.
Okay.
Because what I learned from the past, people love challenge videos.
Yeah.
And people love a challenge, like, what would you call it? Like, series.
Yeah.
Where no matter, like, for example, like, let's say somebody finds you in episode 14.
Yeah.
They're gonna go down to episode 1
Yeah,
and
yeah.
watch all until 14 to
Okay.
catch up. I remember I did that all the one night when I found Josh and he was doing I think the 10,000. What's Josh doing? He was doing
yeah, I
like
know
a
what you
0 to 10 or something,
Yes.
0 to 20K challenge.
Yep.
I found him to that, and I went back to episode 1 just to see the whole thing. People
Okay.
love that stuff.
Radio.
Boom.
This is coming out on my channel as soon as I'm back.
We got a lot of stuff to do there because you got to release all your vlogs when you come
Mm.
back. You got to release all the interviews when you
My
come back.
goodness.
You got to get your eBay store
When
in
am I
order.
doing eBay? When am I doing eBay?
But yeah, make sure you guys are subscribed down below. She will release it. When you blow up, remember me.
Right, yeah.
When these
If
channels,
anybody steals the idea, in the meantime,
when this video
Dead to me.
blows you up, you get 1 million subscribers.
Right.
Don't forget who Flipper is.
okay, I will.
Don't forget who
I
got
won't.
you.
I'll be back here.
Don't forget who got you there.
I'll be back here with my so extra
So
cup.
extra. Shout out to Evolving Farmhouse on the Whatnot. I got that mug from her. Beautiful mug. Yeah, man, that's so, like, it's so interesting to see how people source in, like, different
Yeah.
countries. Like, our friend James, he goes to what do you call them? Car boots. That's crazy to me too. Like, what is a car boot?
Yeah, that's
Just
UK.
Somebody just selling stuff out of the trunk.
Yeah, they do. They
That
just
sounds so
big
sus-
lawn, big grass lawn. They
and
pull up with their car.
and just open the
They
trunk
put
and
out
just go crazy.
bring out a trestle
boom.
table, and then just sell it.
Well, car boot sales. That's what they do in
It's like a
in
big
the UK.
long yard sale for you, where you have those
Yeah.
100-mile large. You know,
That's-
it's
it's
kind
a-
of like that, just a big oval of grass.
It's just a big parking lot or whatever,
Yep.
and then boom. I wonder how people, if you guys are watching from other countries that are not Australia, Canada, US, or UK, and you source, give me some interesting ideas. Because I'm going to Finland with my family. I don't know if I, did I tell you this?
Yep.
In September. And I would really like to do a picking video there, but I have no clue how people in Finland pick.
Yeah.
I know I have some people that watch me from Finland, so if you guys want to tell me. I figured that they probably have op shops, as we call them.
They
the
probably
thrift
have the
stores.
same. They probably do a similar type of
Yeah.
garage sale or yard sale,
I don't know if they
car
do.
boot sale.
I don't. It'd be interesting to know.
Mm.
I'm sure that some do because people watch me from Finland. So it'd be weird for somebody to search garage sale in Finland without knowing that there is what a garage sale is. But it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting. Interesting.
I'm surprised you have people from Finland watching you.
That was shocking to me.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I just said it in passing. I didn't even make a big deal of me going to Finland. And I think people commented on that video, messaged me saying, "Hey, when you're in Finland, let me know. I'd like to get meet up with you." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was with my parents at that time, and they were like, "There's no way that's true." I'm like, "Mom, People like me in countries.
It's really generous. The people, like when I said I was coming to America, there were so many people that reached out to me like, hey, you can stay with me and we'll do this and we'll do that.
Yeah.
It's really hard sometimes because you
Wait,
don't know.
so all the people reached out to you and you came to me who didn't reach out to you?
Well, sometimes the people.
The one person that said, don't stay with me, you came to my house?
It's nothing like, I'm sure everybody is fine, but sometimes when all you've got is an Instagram profile and you can't see their face,
difficult.
there's nothing about, like you might have photos of their dog or something, but you can't actually see the person. It's really, you got to be like,
hard to gain trust at first,
yes,
right?
yes.
And I'm sure a lot of people, we're not telling you guys they're this to make your profiles public and whatever and other things. It's just hard for us to develop trust with a person that we have no clue who they are, and it's user 752 or eBay seller 649 or thrifter magnifying glass 64, whatever. Like it's hard for me to say, oh yes, sure, I'll come, especially if it's something as personal as going to somebody's house, you know?
In another country.
Yeah.
And when you're by yourself as well, traveling solo,
it's difficult.
And I'm sure everybody who reaches out is perfectly good people and there's no ill intentions. But like you kind of like on these trips, like I've stayed with people that I'm familiar. I've worked with Chris and Tech for a long time.
Besides me.
Like I've known you for a long time. So
Well, that's why I also like what you did with the people that did reach out saying, hey, I'm going to be at FlipCon. It's a public event. You can get a ticket to it.
That's right.
And if you want to see me there, it's a very safe place to meet.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be great. And I'm
Flip
sure there are a
as
lot of
many people can come to that area. Yeah.
So, which I like that. But we were here when one of my viewers reached out to me.
Yep.
And lovely people, Paul, if you're watching, awesome people.
Emily.
Yes. Yeah, they're liars, first of all. But they said, we're going to be in your area. Remember the message?
Said, we're going to be in your area.
We're going to be in your area, Paul, because they're originally from Philadelphia. We're going to be in your area. If you want to get some dinner on us, please come. So,
and you're like, I have to bring my find a friend.
Yeah, I was like, I would love to come by myself and leave Mel at home, but I can't do that. I was like, if I can bring Mel, it's a deal. I said, okay. So she was like collateral damage, pretty much. But we came, had a wonderful dinner with them.
So nice.
They told me that in my area is how many hours away?
3.
3 hours away. Paul and his fiance
but
came.
That's not where they actually lived. They were vacating.
No,
they were on a vacation 3 hours from here. So they were quite far from their proper house.
Yeah, they lived where I used to live. I met Paul at a yard sale. So they traveled 3 hours just to have dinner with me and Mel. There was no other reason for them to come here. They just traveled 3 hours to have dinner with me and Mel. Yeah. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. And they were really nice.
Really nice people.
Yeah.
And I talked to Paul in passing on Instagram, but it was nothing serious, just me replying to a couple questions. I definitely remember meeting him at a yard sale, Paul. And I told him about my channel, about what I do. And apparently, and that's all. There was nothing after that. And then he came and told me how much that meant to him. And how he came home, showed it to his fiance, and how they started watching. And now they paid off their future wedding with reselling. And they wouldn't have done that if I didn't come up to him at a yard sale. That just
it's humbling.
Well, it's not humbling. I'm very proud about that.
I don't
but
know.
It's definitely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
That just a little act of just me coming up and just showing somebody a channel and saying, hey, this is what I do for a living and I make a successful of this, can lead to this domino effect of this couple paying off their wedding, which weddings here, sure, in Australia, they're also not cheap.
Yeah.
Weddings here are super expensive.
With the potential now that they love this so much that they are even thinking about the future and whether or not they can go full time and even starting their own channels.
It's crazy.
So,
which they should.
Yeah.
Because they're watching. Because Paul's a full-time teacher. What does Emily do? Something in the bank, right?
Yes, in the bank.
But it wasn't in the bank. It was
she was very smart. She wrote all the documents and everything.
She was in the bank headquarters or something, and she wrote a training manual for everybody. Smart people. I don't know what you guys are doing watching me. Way too smart to watch me. But so that was kind of cool. That was pretty humbling. They even paid for Mel's meal.
Even paid for mine.
I don't know why.
It was the biggest burrito I've ever eaten in my life.
I get why you guys paid for me. I helped you out. Mel did nothing.
I was the tag along.
Tag along.
Find a friend.
Tell her to pay for her own burrito. And Mel got the most expensive meal at the restaurant, too.
I did not.
It was a $75 burrito.
Oh, whatever.
You probably wouldn't believe it. You didn't see the price.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Yes, that was great. You mentioned the size, right? You were blown away by our portion sizes in this country. When we went to Waffle House and they brought the waffle to you, and I said, "This is a side." You were like, "There's no way this is a side."
That's what I would eat as a main meal. Like even today when we went to the barbecue place,
Beautiful barbecue
and
place.
there's like a
Snook
container.
Haven. Those of you guys are in my area. Amazing spot. Wasn't it amazing?
Yeah, there's
Yes.
like a little. So it's probably like this big of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, nice little,
Like
nice little bit.
That would be enough for a full meal for me without all the ribs and the
Chips.
and,
And the
the bread. So like I'm feeling like a little bit bad. Like I'm like I can't eat the whole meal. I don't. There's barely been any meals where I've eaten the whole meal. I think I did eat the whole burger last night. The pork burger.
The fish, the gate of the fish.
I ate all the fish. That wasn't huge, but that was probably the
Yeah.
smaller of the meals.
Well, with the coleslaw, you ate all the fish.
I ate all the.
You love that. It wasn't a burger. It was like a pulled pork sandwich yesterday.
Oh, that
You
was so
love
good.
that sandwich.
We call that a burger.
There's no
It's not a sandwich.
There's no
like,
burger
A
on it.
sandwich is bread to us.
just bread.
Just like bread with the filling. Like anything else on a round bun is a burger.
Well, what if you have a round bun and you put butter on it, and then you put like a piece of ham?
Yeah, so
That's
we
a
would call
burger?
that a salad roll.
A salad roll?
Yeah, if you were having meat and salad and it's on a
What-
roll, it's a salad roll.
Where's the salad coming? I said it was a bread, butter,
Ham.
cheese, and ham.
Ham roll.
Where's the ham? Ham's not a salad.
But you just said ham.
Ham.
Yeah, so
and
I
then put
would,
another piece of bread on top of it.
yeah, so
That's a ham roll.
bread or roll?
Bread.
Ham sandwich.
What if it's a round piece of bread?
Ham roll.
Okay, so square piece of bread is a ham sandwich.
Yep.
Round piece of bread is a round. That's so interesting.
Roll. And if it's
Round
like
roll.
if it's like got cooked meat on it, like burger meat or chicken or like a chicken burger or meat patty or whatever with salad
Then it
and
becomes-
toppings,
because-
it's a
because-
burger.
Because a burger.
It's never a sandwich.
So for us, a burger has to have a burger on it. Now, it
Mm.
doesn't have to be a beef burger. It can be a turkey burger. It can be whatever. But if I have a round roll, I have a chicken and have lettuce and tomato, it's a chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
So what you had was a pulled pork sandwich
Okay, well, it was delicious.
with fried onions.
fried
You love the
onions.
fried
Oh,
onions.
that was
The little strips of fried onions. She was just devouring.
Yeah, and I did devour the cheesesteak.
Oh, you liked the cheese.
Oh yeah, I loved the cheesesteak.
I still have doubts about this
The
cheese.
cheesesteak was beautiful, and the fried pickles,
Fried pickles.
they were yum.
Mel's been. Tell the people all the places you've been. Not the cities or just the food.
The
places.
restaurants,
Yeah,
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel.
Oh, you're gonna.
With me, I can help you out with me.
Okay, so I'm just trying to think the text. So we went to
Where
Cracker
have you been
Barrel.
without me? Let's do it.
We did like the Disney World. They had the food
Wine festival in Epcot.
So we ate
Yeah.
all the food from all the different
It's a
countries.
lot.
So that was a lot of food.
Yes,
Cracker Barrel, Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I've got a mental block now. What
I
if
feel like there's somewhere else you said you've been.
Flanagan's?
Flanagan's. That was with Max.
Yeah, I
Yes.
did the cheese steak factory.
Cheesesteak Factory. That's what it's called.
That's what it's called, the
That's
cheese
what the
steak
cheesesteak was,
factory.
Cheesesteak Factory.
And I did have like the cheesecake factory. I had a piece of
Oh, so
cheesecake.
you went to Cheesecake Factory as well.
I had a piece of cheesecake.
So you went to Cheesesteak Factory and Cheesecake Factory.
Yep.
A lot of factories.
A lot of factories.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A. Oh, I tried
Cracker Barrel.
pumpkin pie.
Well, that was homemade.
That was
pumpkin pie.
homemade, but
Yeah.
yeah, I did try pumpkin pie.
She went to Tex Wife's Kitchen restaurant.
I try to think if there's another restaurant with tech. After Disney World one night, we just kind of went to like a little cafe that sold like hot dogs and sandwiches and
Okay.
turkey rolls and stuff like that. So that
Turkey
wasn't
roll.
like a big
Turkey
chain or
roll, guys,
anything.
if you were following
I've been
earlier.
to Taco Bell.
Oh, was that with Max? Or was that,
Mhm.
okay,
Went
Taco
to
Bell.
Taco Bell
yeah.
with Max.
Turkey rolls. Brown piece of bread for turkey,
Yeah.
according to her.
Like
So,
a sub.
in case you guys remember. Okay, so
Um,
that's a lot. That's already 9 that I'm counting without me.
yeah, we've been to a lot.
Then with me, I took her to a Waffle House because I had to. Took her to a sushi spot. Mel said she's a big fan of sushi, but she never had like raw fish.
No, like normally I get the cooked tuna or I get like the
Cooked
grilled
chicken,
chicken or
yeah.
something like that. So I
Grilled-
tend to stick with
Grilled
what I know.
chicken sushi is what Mel enjoyed eating as a sushi.
There was only one sushi that I didn't
Uh.
like on that plate. It was the eggs.
Oh, that wasn't eggs. The fish roe. Not a big fan of the roe. But I gave her to try raw tuna, raw salmon, smoked salmon, crab, white tuna, and you liked all of those.
Yep.
She was like enamored by like, whoa, this raw fish tastes good. We did that same day. I took you to what you call a redneck bar.
I loved that bar.
It's like a biker bar close to me. It was called Gators something. Gators Pub.
Bar and Grill.
Gators Bar Grill. You had the tacos.
They were better than the Taco Bell.
Even though they're pronounced tacos, but they're tacos.
Tacos, they were yummy.
And
I had my first beer, Budweiser.
That wasn't without.
No, that wasn't with you, but I went back for another
I would not have let her try it. If she said, "Hey, I'm about to order a Budweiser," I would say no. But who are you with, Max?
Yeah.
Max, what are you doing, man? Mel tells you, "I want a Budweiser." You just say, "Yeah."
I didn't know. Well,
I would have not let you get that.
I think the most common beers that we would see from America would be Budweiser or Bud. Is it a Bud Light?
Bud Light, yeah.
Is that a light beer, Bud?
It's a light year Budweiser, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you had those already in Australia? You just never tried them?
No, they might sell them like as a foreign beer, but they're not common, so I've never tried them.
Well, I'm on the other hand getting good beers like a Shock Top or a Blue Moon.
I didn't like your one with the orange.
It is a Blue Moon.
It's very crafty.
So good.
Like a craft beer.
All the Blue Moon lovers, get her in the comments. Tell her to appreciate
But
good
you
beer.
bought an okay one for the house.
Yeah,
but that's not really like an American beer, is it?
No, it's Mexican. I got a Modelo. Modelo is really good. Shout out to Ray. Ray, big Modelo fan. So with me, we said sushi, then we did Gators, then we did Waffle House, and that's my golf clubs, by the way. That's what the noise was. I bought a bunch of golf clubs today. One of them just fell. Waffle House the next day. What did we do? Man, it seems like
we had a snack that was like
name the place where the snack was. Let's see if you remember the name yet. Sam's
Warehouse. I don't know. Sam's place.
Why is it so hard for you to remember Sam's Club?
Sam's Club.
Sam's Club.
No, like our clubs are just not. Our clubs are different.
Yeah, that was the following day, right?
Oh, okay.
Was it? Yeah. Was this day 3 or 4?
Oh, I'm losing track.
What is day? Friday, right?
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is day 4.
We might have had the burrito.
Burrito. Oh, was that Wednesday, Paul?
I think it was.
Yeah, because we're on Wednesday. Wednesday we had Waffle House.
What was that called? Like the margarita bar or something?
The blue tequila.
Blue tequila.
That was Wednesday. So then Thursday, I was yesterday. We did the Goodwill. I took her to the bins. We'll talk about this a little later, but make a little mental.
We had the
bins.
fish for lunch.
And then we had the snack.
Yeah, we had
a Sam's Club.
A
little snack. Give her a little snack.
Can I just say it was 11:30 in the morning, so it was really close to lunchtime. And
but I wanted a snack.
Paul wanted a snack.
Well, we were going to Sam's Club because I need new bins for my storage. I was like, hey, well, I feel like I bought way more than just bins too. I bought some ice cream.
Yes.
I bought some Kit Kat ice cream and something else I probably bought too. But I needed new bins, and I was like, oh, there's a food court at Sam's Club. Want a snack? I got you. Want to get a little snack?
Just a little snack.
And those of you guys that are Sam's Club members like me, welcome to the club. They have a food court where for $1.28 you get a massive hot dog and a soft drink.
That's
delicious.
A snack.
$1.28, the best odds money you can ever spend. And I was like, hey, I'll get us 2 dogs. It'll be a little snack on the way. Mel takes 2 bites and gives the dog to me because I'm done.
Well, I had to clarify. I was like, this is what I would eat for lunch, and it's 11:30, so it's nearly lunchtime. So if we're actually going somewhere for lunch, I can only have a couple of bites of this, and then it's all yours.
Yeah, so
otherwise, I wouldn't be able to eat lunch.
That was a snack. Then we went to Beef O'Brady's for lunch, which is a restaurant next to me where you got the fish and chips.
Yes.
We met Gabriel.
Great waiter.
Shout out to Gabriel.
Yeah, what a great waiter.
Very good. As we said, talk about good energy, positive vibes. Gabriel had positive vibes.
Yeah.
You heard her accent, fell in love. She told him she had a YouTube. He was like, back from the burnout. Back from the burnout. Okay. Let me take a selfie with back from the burnout.
Yeah, he was really
He was obsessed.
Yeah, he loved it. And I'm like, don't forget to subscribe to my friend.
Yeah, I was like, I'm way more popular than her, Gabriel. What are you doing? And then like,
no, he loved me. He loved me more than you, but the
he
waitress
definitely.
today loved you more than me.
Most of the waitresses love me more than you.
They do.
But on the way out there, he was like, stopped us and was like, let's take a selfie. And
Yeah.
like, oh, let's take a selfie over here. It's better light. And everyone's still like, what is this guy?
But
think
it's so, he was making such a fuss over us. And
Yes.
because I had my camera out because he was so out there. So I had the camera, like, because he was loving being on the camera. Like, he was going to follow us.
It's going to be a fun video whenever that comes out.
He was going to follow us just so he could see himself.
Yeah.
So I'm like lapping up all the content. Like, I've got the big stick. So, and he's very almost flamboyant.
Yeah.
Like, so he's out there like really loud.
Very enthusiastic. A lot of good vibes. Good vibes.
And like literally everybody else in the whole restaurant was just looking over at us like, what's happening? Like, who are these famous people?
Who is this Australian accent girl and why is this guy fanboying over
That's
her?
right. They were really looking like wondering who are these people and what are they doing?
It
Because
would
the
be like-
cameras are out and he's fanboying and we're selfies and like that. I think they honestly thought we were some kind of famous people.
He reacted to us like it would be me meeting like a famous football player I followed. Like, oh my goodness, this is you. It was a lot of fun. So that was before birthdays last night. Then I took Mel to Fisherman's Village.
Yeah.
She loved Fisherman's Village.
That was beautiful. The sunset.
Yeah. Those are the guys that are in my area of Sarasota County, Lee County, Charlotte County. Fisherman's Village. Great spot. We could probably go back there because there was so much shops we wanted to go to, but like we got to go to this restaurant.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah,
you could do that at lunch or something again and then see the shops more.
There was a nice tea shop there. There was a really good ice cream shop with popcorn and brownies. It smelled so good.
You wanted some of those treats.
It smelled so good at that. Tell me this.
We need to go back. We'll
And
buy
then-
you a whole heap of treats.
And then I took her to the, I forgot what the place was. It's the last restaurant on Fisherman's Village where you get a really good view of the sunset. You're supposed to get a good view of the sunset. But unfortunately, it was raining, so they closed it up. But it was still good.
You can still see it. It was still lovely.
That's where you saw where you got your pork sandwich.
Pork bun, and we had another waitress that was really loving on Paul. She had a funny voice.
It just happens to me.
Do you want to say her voice?
Yeah, I think you did a better job than me.
She sounded like a squeaky little pig.
A squeaky little pig.
No, kid.
Oh, squeaky little pig.
No, I
What? She sounded like a mouse or something to me.
Yeah, like a little mouse.
But she was lovely. She was
She
a lot of
loved
fun.
it. She
She
loved
loved
you.
me.
She was giving Paul the eye the whole time.
Everybody gives me
The girls give Paul the eye.
They give me
He
the
seems
eye.
to just attract
I don't even.
women.
And to be honest, I didn't even realize it until Mel goes, yo, she's giving you the eyes. I'm like, oh, really? Like, I didn't even notice.
She does. Like, their eyes glisten when they talk to Paul. Like, he's kind of got an aura around him. Like, the girls are just attracted to it. Yeah,
Man,
it's very obvious.
which leads us to today. Today, we only had one meal so far. I took them to Snook Haven, another staple of Northport, Venice, Sarasota, wherever, for her first ever try of U.S. barbecue. Tell me,
It was my
how it
favorite
was.
meal.
Favorite meal.
Favorite meal that I've had since I've been here. Closely followed by the cheesesteak
Yes.
with the fried pickles. That was just delicious. I think I loved the really soft steamed bun with the on the cheesesteak.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like soft buns, so that was good. But the barbecue today was delicious.
The food was great. Mel was enamored by the fact that there is a river behind it that has gators and people can just take canoes and go out there. She was just shocked by
It
that.
literally has a sign that says friendly boating in Florida.
Yes.
And then the sign next to it says, be careful of the alligators.
Exactly. What else do you need? Be friendly on the boat and
then
watch out for the
then
gators.
there's like this dodgy looking canoe that looks
Yes.
like
It's a regular looking canoe. It's not a dodgy looking
it's
canoe.
dodgy looking canoe
Yes.
that you just paddle out there with the alligators.
Yeah. Nothing wrong. She was so shocked by this.
I would have been, if Paul had said to me, we're going on a canoe ride, I would have had to run to the toilet.
Yeah.
I would have been like hyperventilating.
Yeah,
How
she
do I
was
say
like,
no?
no. How do I say no? Like, I'd be
Can't
like,
do it.
Mel, do it for content.
Oh, you should have like done it like you planned this big thing for me and it was going to be really special.
Oh, yeah,
and
then I'm like,
then I would have got there and just...
do the canoe ride, Mel. That's what we're doing. That's so
No.
special. Yeah.
And I asked the man and he said, yeah, people take their kids out there and their grandmas.
That's
And
what I
I'm
said.
just like...
It was shocked her. And then we got inside of Snook Haven. I showed her the people that are around here. You see there's just two huge alligators that they actually killed on the property, and then they taxidermied them. And these alligators, I'm telling you guys, are like 12 feet long. I don't know what that is in meters. So probably 4 meters long for you, right?
Big alligators.
Huge alligators that used forklifts to pick up. That they were on the property where we were. And I was like, no way this happened here.
Yeah.
So it was a great place. When we came in, there was 2 old gentlemen playing the accordion, the banjo.
One of them was 98 years old.
Yeah, one 98-year-old. I don't think he was 74.
I think he said he was 71 or something.
Oh, yeah. Awesome people. They came up to us and asked for song requests. I requested Wonderful World.
I think he was fascinated by, like, when I walked in, like, I waved to him while he was playing the accordion.
And he gave the little wink.
And he could see the waitress really, like, engaging with us.
Yeah.
So when they took a break, he came over to us.
Right to our table.
Right to our table. We were the only table he came to. He asked if we had a song request. And I don't know if it was my accent, but he did not leave our table.
Yeah, he was there for
his whole
lunch
lunch
break. Maybe
break.
half an hour.
Half an hour. We were halfway through our meal, and you know when you feel uncomfortable, like you can't eat?
Yeah.
Because he's standing there talking, and you're like, and then after a while, I'm thinking, I've got to keep eating or it's going to go cold.
I tried to engage him as much as I could because it was like, if I don't ask him a question, he's going to stand there quietly. So I'm like,
it was a little bit awkward.
So I just kept asking questions that he get answers to. It was a fun conversation. I just think he probably doesn't get a chance to talk to many people or something.
Yeah.
So when he saw us and we were talking back, it was
and maybe
fun.
it's because I waved when I first, and I had the camera obviously out, so he knew like something was going on, and because I'm the waitress, knew I had the camera. Like I think when you come in with the camera, people are staring.
People think you're a celebrity.
If
like, you guys want to get treated better, walk around with a selfie stick in the camera. Always helps.
Yeah.
And this is the same place where the waitress was also giving me the eyes, according to Mel.
The waitress was very flirtatious with Paul.
Yeah. It's just what happens. I don't know.
Maybe it's because you're with me, then they're like extra flirty or something.
Like,
are they normally that flirty, or is it because you've got a girl here by your side?
Again, like I said, you said, like if you told me they like if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have noticed it. So maybe they are. I just don't notice it.
It's so obvious.
And it's just how I just talk. But
like her eyes were like
they
were lit up, and she was like batting her eyes at you, and
she was so happy. Even before I was halfway done my refill, I was like, "You want another one?"
Yeah, she was very attentive to
very
Paul.
attentive to me. Didn't care anything about what Mel was
doing. She was lovely to me.
Yeah, great.
But extra attentive to Paul.
All right, go back to the footnote I made. Goodwill bins. First time at the bins.
Wait a minute. We just totally skipped over the fact that when it was time to give the tip.
Yes.
You gave a very generous tip.
Well,
to the girl who batted her eyes at him.
I gave a very generous tip to Gabriel yesterday.
And
whoa! It's not like I just gave a generous tip to the girl that batted my eyes at me.
Okay, you did give a lovely one because he did give us a lot of attention.
I gave Gabriel like 100% tip. I gave her like a 50% tip. Both, I would say, are pretty generous.
You gave a 50% tip to this lovely girl, but also wrote,
"Follow me on Instagram.
Find me on Instagram,
Philly
Flipper."
What's wrong with that?
Meaning, hit me up in my DMs, and maybe.
Meaning, follow me on Instagram, Philly Flipper.
No. Anyway, she was
If I
lovely.
said hit me up in DMs, I would give Mel's number.
I really, really hope she contacts you and you go out on a date.
All right, we'll keep you guys posted if that happens.
Yeah.
She might be the next interview.
She might.
She
might be Mrs. Philly Flipper.
Next interview, she's sitting right here.
She might be the next Mrs. Philly Flipper.
That's what's gonna happen. Next interview, she's sitting at this table. Imagine that, it'd be crazy. And then I can hear her side of the story this whole time.
Yeah.
She'd be like, "Why were you with that old lady?" The constant joke I make with Mel about how young she is. All right. Can we talk about the bins now? Are you done trying to embarrass me with the waitress?
I just had to, you can't just tell the story and then not finish it off. Is that the most important? How you actually gave
that's the most important part of the story. Was that okay?
Guys, I got it on the vlog, so
You again?
I videoed it, so they can watch it all go down on my vlog.
I've learned that with Mel, it is very hard to do anything without Mel just hitting record real quick. I was just singing in the car. I was serenading her. Singing "What a Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong, just doing my own thing, focusing on the road, driving. So I look over, she's like, "Do it again." I'm like, "Oh gosh, she got me." No matter what I do, she gets it on camera.
Well, it's two vloggers in the one room, two extroverts, two vloggers.
Yes.
There's a lot of camera action.
If you guys want to see like a different side of me, now maybe we'll see. Mel's vlogs never to come out.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
We're going to have some fun vlogs on my
It'll be
channel.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Like today was so big, I had to split it into two.
Yeah.
2 videos for one day. Just of random vlog.
Yeah. Again, another thing I didn't know I was being recorded. I think I was like jamming to like packing orders. I was just like singing along to this. I looking back and boom, then the camera's in my face.
Yep.
I didn't know she was even in the garage.
Yeah.
I thought she was on a couch somewhere sitting. And another thing, I'm
stalking.
busy pulling orders, and she's like, "Oh, Paul, what's sold in this bag?"
Do you know what? Paul has never had on his video a real time of him packing orders.
Yeah.
Guess what? Exclusive over on Back From Burnout.
And she picked the 2 that were the most difficult to pack. She was like, "Put these on camera." The one that didn't have the right box for,
the pressure was on.
The ones I had to Frankenbox both of them.
He knows he's going to get comments now saying, Paul should have put more bubble wrap
Oh,
on that.
or she's gonna say like, what you call him, Frankenstein?
Yeah.
The 2 puns I had to Frankenstein. Frankenbox.
Yep.
So that was a lot of fun. Bins.
Bins. Let's talk bins.
Tell me about the bins.
Oh, wow.
Tell me about how much you hate the bins.
I don't hate the bins. I won't say I hate the bins.
You
I
hate
think
the
that
bins.
we went to the bins about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning.
10:30 because I had to meet somebody to sell a rug.
Oh, that's right. In a Facebook Marketplace sale.
And that was at 10. And yeah,
We
probably
went to
like
the bin
probably
10,
10,
10:30.
15, 10, 20.
I think they were heavily picked by the time we got
Yeah,
there.
because I think they opened at 9.
The
So they've
bin-
been open for about an hour and a half.
The bins were a little underwhelming, I would say.
Yeah, I
for
would
me.
say that's a very fair word for them.
Yeah, they were underwhelming. The bins were quite empty. And really, like when I'm looking in it, I just thought, these are just full
Just
of
a
junk.
bunch of rubbish.
Just full of junk. Like there
Yes.
wasn't, I couldn't see anything good. And look, the bins were probably empty. I'm sure if you'd got there at 9 o'clock when it opened, there would have been some fantastic stuff, but we didn't get it.
These are the bins, by the way, in Northport, close to my house, being called the Goodwill Bargain Barn on Tamiami Avenue. And a lot of people told me nonstop, "Hey, Paul, you gotta go to these bins. These are good bins. They're good bins." I would say the good bins the way where it's not crazy there, it's not chaotic. Also, maybe just when we went, because it was just like 8 people besides us there picking. It was like empty.
Yeah.
The bins were empty. The place was
It's
empty.
kind of like a large empty room with
Yeah.
just these blue bins. There's nothing kind of exciting around to
Yeah.
look at. Like it just, I was kind of like, oh,
This
I
is
was
it. Yeah,
expecting
she
more.
was
This is
expecting a
it.
lot
This
more.
is what
yeah.
all the talk about is the bins.
She was like, "Where are the fights?
I think
Where's the chaos?"
I think at the end I said to him, "Oh, I'm really glad I don't have to go to the bins every week to
yeah, it's
to source
it's a
because I'd be
source.
like,
Yeah,
But yeah, I was waiting for all the fights,
yeah.
like a Waffle House.
We were there for like half an hour,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
Well,
I mean, I walked in, camera up.
yeah,
Straight up.
With her stick again. With her,
Yeah, it's not just the camera.
yeah,
Like
it's
on
like
the
a
big
big
stick.
tripod looking stick. Yes.
Yeah.
And being very loud, being very Australian,
Yeah,
and I'll say, would you get like probably 10, 15 minutes for her footage
at least
before
15
they told
minutes.
you to
Yeah.
zip it or get out?
She came up to me and she said, "No filming in here.
Yeah.
The people
People
are
are
complaining
complaining.
about you." And I was like, "Oh, they're complaining about me." And she said, "Yeah, the people are complaining about you. Turn it off."
Yeah. And that seems to be a consensus that a lot of people are having at their bins too. That's what like I've learned when I was in New Jersey, when I've been picking with Jake, they also said no filming at those bins. The other bins I've been to, South Carolina also said no filming at those bins. So I think it's just the consensus that the bins have, either because they want to keep the chaos on the down low, or the people don't want to know that it's like a good spot to pick or whatever. A lot of people don't like filming there.
Yeah.
So, but I see people filming in there, but a lot of times people are very inconspicuous about it. It's pretty hidden.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey.
And you know, like if I was in Australia, I'd be a little bit more
Yeah.
conspicuous. I think it's because I'm here in another country and I've got a different voice and everything. I almost feel more confident walking around with this
Yeah.
stick, like, oh, I'm just here from Australia. Like, this is interesting. But in Australia,
that's
I'd
what
be-
she says when they say, hey, you guys, we're like, well, I'm from Australia.
Yeah, that's what I said at
At the bids, yeah, they were like, got there from, she's like, but I'm from Australia.
Yeah, and the woman's like, I don't care.
I was like, okay, do you want a cookie? Turn the camera off.
And it's
And,
a shame
and
because
you
I
weren't
cut it.
recording that.
No, because I saw her coming up and she looked
Quite serious.
she was serious.
Yeah.
And as soon as she started saying the camera off,
She turned it off.
I actually clicked it off and turned it down. So I didn't get the full audio of
Yeah.
her saying the people complained
People
about
complaining, and you get the full audio of her saying, but I'm from Australia.
Yeah,
You missed
yeah.
that
Paul's
part.
like,
but-
if you get all that on audio, and I was
I'm
like,
no, I was like, Like such a shame. That would have been a good part.
Yeah, and because I was also in there, not only filming, but big selfies.
Yeah. That's what I learned about her too. Big selfie fan.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "Hey, Paul, get in this." Like, oh god, here we go again.
Yeah.
Another picture. But as far as like what we got, we were there for half an hour probably. I get 4 things.
Couple of books.
Yeah, I got a Russian Jewish Bible.
Mhm.
I got a Spanish Bible, and then tiny Bahama shirt and some Russell vintage shirts. Nothing great. Mel did find me a nice stack of
Like
homeschooling books.
homeschooling, like early reading,
Yeah.
early
They would have
learning.
sold for like $30 that
Yeah,
stack.
they would have sold $30 to $40 for a stack, but they wanted like 40
40
cents
cents a
each.
book, and there was like probably like $10 for books at that point.
In the end, I was like,
It just
no.
didn't work. If it was by a pound, it still would have been good,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. So that was just our experience. People commented on her post saying, "You gotta go to this Ben's, you gotta go to this Ben's, it's better, this one's better, this one's better." This was what was by my house. This is one we went to. Underwhelming.
Yeah.
Josh did comment on her picture saying there is a Goodwill Ben's right across the street from FlipCon.
Yeah.
So maybe Mel might try it again if some people in there see if he likes it better.
Yeah. I'll just like tag along with Harry Tornado. Or like, are you going to the bins?
And
Right?
she'll get him kicked out as well.
Yeah, I'll be like,
"Hey guys, we're here with Harry Tornado."
He's probably got his films at the bins. Maybe he's got special like rules. He's allowed in there with his big camera.
But the bins that he films in is not where we're going. He lives in South
That's
Carolina.
true,
This
that's
is North
true.
Carolina.
That's true.
So this is not his hometown bin.
Right, they're familiar with him. He's probably got special rules there.
And you're probably like, "Oh, Josh is here." Everybody, Josh is here.
Yeah.
Everybody come outside, do your bow.
Yeah.
That's what happens when Josh goes to the bins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you guys are following Mel because she's not doing any editing here, but once she gets home,
Yeah.
it's going to be on what date?
I think about the 20th I get home, 20th of August. So I'll probably spend the first couple of days just getting my eBay store because I'm going to have a lot of orders from the time away. Probably have
a lot. She already got like 5, and she just put her store back on
I'll
time away.
I'll be so excited to get stuck into the videos, but
Yeah.
I'll probably just have to sort a few things at home back with my family and getting everything sorted and ready with my eBay store again.
So we'll say probably fair timeline, beginning of September is when
Yeah.
they should start coming out.
Yeah.
And there's a ton. She legit bought a phone just for USA with 1 terabyte of memory on it. There's a lot of videos that she is filming.
Yeah, because I don't have a laptop, so, and I didn't want to actually come here and be like, I have to edit. Like, I want to come here and experience it.
Yes.
And I didn't want to be like stuck at night, like editing or.
Like what I'm doing.
And also, I'm not really staying like in hotel, like.
Yes.
Like it's different if you go to a hotel room and you've all finished at the end of the night and you go back to your hotel room and you can sit there and work. Like I'm with people, I'm staying with people the whole time, and I wanted to just experience that and spend time with people and learn about them and annoy them.
I gotta give Mel credit because I was like, I know you're staying with her, but I still gotta work. There's times like, "Yo, Mel, give me an hour, I gotta do this," and she's like, "Okay, cool, no problem."
Yeah.
So even though Mel's with me, I'm still getting all my videos up on time.
Yeah, and
Thank you for
picking
that.
and packing. Like I would never have expected that just because I'm coming here.
Yeah, you're like, "Shut up the store.
Yeah, no, I would never have thought that. Or
Give
like,
me all your energy."
I know how hard it is myself to get videos out and pre-scheduled and pre-drafted, and I was like, I know that you're doing like 8 videos a week. I wasn't expecting you to have like a massive draft bank while I'm here, and it's good because you're an early morning riser,
I am.
and like
Mel is not.
he gets up early. And
Actually, no, I can't say you're not. Because you get up pretty early too. You get up like at 8. Right?
Yeah, but like it seems like you're up about 6. You go out there, you do listing or a couple of hours of editing before I'm even up, and then in the afternoon, like I'm happy after we've eaten all these big meals to sit here and spend, half an hour on Instagram doing a post,
Half an hour decomposing
Yeah,
the food to
I
sell
just
in.
lie on the couch with all the plush toys that are listed,
Yes.
and yeah.
Also, let us know because I guess it was a little odd for Mel. I also sold a lamp today, a lot of lamp that is on my living room coffee table. Those of you guys that work from home like me, that don't have a warehouse or a storage shed, do you guys not decorate your house with listed inventory, or is that something that I just do?
All the ornaments next to Paul's television are like listed inventory.
Ornaments?
The
They're
glassware,
not ornaments. They're figurines.
figurines, the vases.
It's Lennox figurines because I tell you guys I love Lennox. I'm a big fan of Lennox. So it's like a way for me to enjoy them before they get sold. You know, so it's great.
They're there. And so Paul's like saying to me the other night, turn the lava lamp on. It's like while we're watching the TV.
Yeah.
So this lava light's giving off this lovely like
Beautiful
mood
lava lamp.
lighting.
Beautiful lava lamp.
So
Just sold for $90
so
today.
really moody. And then he said today, oh, the lava lamp sold. And I was like, what? That's not your lava lamp?
That was like, nope, it's a listed
He's just sitting
inventory.
there on the coffee table all plugged in and looking pretty while he's watching
Yeah.
his movies every night.
It was heavily tested. It was tested and working.
I was like, oh, when I move into my new house, maybe this is
Yeah.
what I do. I decorate my whole house, but have everything listed. And if something sells, I buy a new decoration.
Exactly. That's how it works.
I'll suddenly become like this bookseller that's kind of like an everything seller, but it's everything in my house.
Yeah. I feel like it's a great way to, because I don't trust me putting that on almost anywhere else, you know, because it can break easily. And then the figurines I just like to look at, and then my squishmallows, I think they're
The
fun to play.
squishmallows are like your cushions. May as
Yeah.
well just get some nice new cushions, put them on eBay, but meanwhile use them. And hopefully you
Maybe.
won't spill all your tacos on them. Or...
If I spill something on them, they come off the eBay store. It's just that simple. It happened to one of them.
The squishmallows are comfortable.
Very
I
comfortable.
will say that.
Yes.
They're comfy to lie back on the
Yes,
couch.
great.
Yeah.
Get some good heavy usage out of the squishmallows.
Yeah,
too.
they're good.
So let me know if I'm crazy, or if you guys are in the house and you guys also like. So for example, what she means, on my TV table down there, I have two beautiful Murano statues. I think they're just glorious.
Big glassware.
Curved glass. I have the Lennox figurines there.
You have an Atlas ball.
No, that's not for sale. That's not
That was
the
not-
globe.
That's an actual ball.
The globe's an extra decoration that I bought
That's
for
an actual-
myself.
Okay.
It would have been for sale if it was worth anything.
Okay.
But it wasn't. And then the lamp and then the squishmallows. I'm trying to think, what else do I have around the house that is listed besides that?
With the iron, maybe.
The iron isn't listed yet, but it has been tested by my. Mel's laughing because the iron's from like 1965,
The iron is so old.
but it works the
And he's
great.
like, my poor auntie came to stay with
Yes.
me and needed the iron, and he had to pull out this vintage 1960
But
iron.
that's the beautiful part about saying somebody that has an eBay store. Do you have this? Most likely, I do. You also need a blow drying fan, which I also had in my inventory.
You didn't have placemats.
No, but she bought me placements.
Not me, your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin bought me placements because we're at my dining room table right now, guys. This is how my table usually is, and we had no placements, so we were using when my uncle and my grandma were here, we're using these. He put the plates on these as placemats. So my beautiful aunt, I don't know where they
We
are.
get this parcel the other day, and Paul's like, I don't know what this is. Opens it up. Placemats.
I just see they've been used really well already.
We haven't eaten at home.
We use them quite a bit.
We
They've
haven't eaten here.
Got good usage out of them.
Every single meal we've eaten out.
Yeah. I mean, I do cook. You guys know I do cook.
Yeah.
But I want to give Mel a great experience, so I figure we go out.
He actually just wants to see me gain 10 kilos or 20 pounds.
You can gain that from me cooking as well. But I feel like I said, if we never went out, we would never meet Gabriel. We would never meet all these other people. So I feel like it's great just
Or your future wife.
Or my future wife, if you're watching. Hit me up on Instagram. No.
Philly Flipper.
But it's not just like good for content for vlogs, but I think it's just good for like a memory you're gonna have for like.
The memories and the experiences
Yeah.
and the places that I've been.
Yeah,
Like, imagine if I never
yeah.
saw the crocodile park today.
Yeah, like you told me today.
The alligator park.
We were driving home. She was like, "I don't be remembering this alligator park for the rest of my life." Right?
Yeah.
So it's a good memory to have. Once I don't have anywhere else to take you, I'm like, I guess I'll have to cook you something. But until then, I think we're good.
We've still got some. He keeps saying to me every day, "Where do you want to go for lunch?" I'm like, how would I know? There's nothing here that is the same as what we have except for McDonald's or Burger King.
Macca's.
Macca's.
Another thing I learned about Australians is they love to not say the whole word.
We shorten it.
Macca's,
Macca's.
avos,
Avos.
avocados, Macca's, McDonald's.
Yep. Servo.
Servo is what they
Service
call
station.
a service station or a gas station.
Gas station.
Servo. Anything else you can think of top of your head? Guacamole.
Guac.
Well, we call that the same thing.
Yeah.
AC, air conditioning, you guys call it aircon,
Aircon.
which AC is shorter. I guess you just shorten
That's
it to
true.
AC.
Yeah, we just kind of slang everything, I guess, a little
Yeah.
bit.
I don't think what else is
Like I
big.
say, how you going?
What does that mean?
How are you going?
Well,
How you doing?
how are you going?
yeah.
Okay.
So, like, if I was Like I might say, "G'day, how you going?"
Good day. I heard that.
Yep.
So how are you going is how you guys say what's up
Yep.
or whatever.
What's
how
up?
How are you going?
Yeah. What did your friend make me say on the phone today?
Hey, shorty.
Yeah. What did I say?
Say what you said. Hey,
I can't
shorty.
remember the word that I said, but
You were like shouty.
shouty. Yeah, I thought he said shouty, and he said,
Hey, shorty.
"What's up, shouty?" or something.
Yeah, what's up, shorty?
Well, yeah, no, I
And
was
you were
like,
like, hey, shouty. She's also been working on her. Hey, y'all.
yeah, I can't
Say
say
it.
that very well.
Say it.
Howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all.
It's like a man, like howdy, y'all.
So speaking of dinner, it's almost dinner time. What do you want to get? What do you want to get dinner today? I'll wait for you to decide.
I
and
know,
then we'll
I
go.
really no idea, Paul. Like I say to you every
She's
single
terrible.
meal,
Terrible at this. Terrible at this.
I just follow the lead.
Yeah,
Follow
but
the leader.
Are you having a good time?
I'm having
sharing
a
a good
wonderful
time?
time. I've had an amazing time.
All you guys that are friends with Mel, make sure just know this. I'm taking good care of.
And I'll just say before we finish, if anyone's thinking of jumping into YouTube,
Yes. Don't do it.
YouTube has done this for me.
Don't do it.
We don't need any more competition here. But
Stop it.
honestly, if it wasn't for YouTube, none of this trip would have happened.
Isn't that crazy?
Every single person I've met has come through YouTube, and I've been able to come away, stay with all these people. It's like a YouTube trip, and I already want to come back in another year, and I want to go to UK to see my UK friends there as well. And it's mind blowing that you make these friends via the internet, because it was a little bit weird coming here. My mum and my family, before I came here, they said to me, "Can you give us your itinerary? Because you're traveling solo, you're a woman, like you've never been overseas. Where are you going?"
And they were like, "This many days with Philly Flipper? Are you sure?"
Who's this guy? But it was funny because the first one was Tech and Sports.
Yeah.
I don't know Tech's name. That's his username for social media.
Yeah.
So it's like, where are you going? I'm going to Florida to stay with Tech and Sports. And it's like,
stay
where
with
does
who?
he live?
I don't know.
What's his name? I don't know. You can find him on Instagram, Tech and Sports. And even to get my visa, you had to put down the first person you were going to or the hotel. I couldn't put down Tech and Sports. I had no details.
Yeah, if you put down me.
I'm also aware that Tech's a very private man.
Yeah.
And I didn't really even want to ask Tech.
What
I'm
is
sure
your
he would
name?
have given,
Yeah.
but like, I put down I had your WhatsApp number from, we've been on WhatsApp for a while. So I had your phone number, I had your name and your spelling from Facebook.
Yes.
But it wasn't even until I think I checked in nearly that
You got my address.
because the airport was asking me to check in what was the address you were staying at. So I had to actually say to you, what's your address? But my itinerary looked, to anybody else, like my family, they must have just been like, what is this girl
Tech
doing?
and Sports, Common Ground Finds, Philly
Even
Flipper,
Kevin
Commonwealth
with
Picker.
Like I knew his name is Kevin, and he's Commonwealth Picker. That I know
And
he lives in Virginia,
middle of nowhere, Virginia.
and I don't know Kevin's surname.
Yep.
I don't know the address,
It's
his
Brown.
phone number. Like,
Kevin Brown.
is it?
Yeah.
So I just didn't know any of this. So I've got all these different.
Interesting, right? It's crazy how that works. Right?
It's crazy, but it's amazing that you can meet people online that truly become your friend. And like, I feel like we'll be friends now. We're like
friends for life.
friends forever.
And you don't have that much life left. But be friends for life.
I am so old, guys. It must be hard being so young, like
it's
Philly
so young.
Flipper.
It's really hard, and it's a good segue to end this thing because I start with all these podcasts saying, "Hey, I'm here with my friend so and so. I'm here with my friend so and so." And if you look back at all the episodes I did with the podcast, a lot of the people that do podcasts with, I have never met in my life.
Yeah.
Like I'm really excited to meet Ray and National Flippers. He's a really good. Like I feel like me and him are really close friends. Never met him. I meet him at FlipCon. But it's crazy how just this YouTube world just connects us, makes us so close.
Yeah.
Mel's in Australia, I'm here. So as far away as you possibly can, but because of YouTube, we're close.
I feel like we've been friends for a while because
For a
we've been
while.
chatting online and stuff, and it's just I don't know, like it just feels like even when I came here, it wasn't weird or anything.
Oh, it's still
I just like come in like I've known you forever, and it's just like a forever friend. So it was just comfortable right from the moment that I got here. I took over the house. Felt like I was. I think what did you say the first day?
It smells like woman. Smells like there's a woman in my house. She was using shampoo.
Dry shampoo.
I came in, I was like, this smells like a woman's in here. I think Chris said it really well yesterday when we were on a podcast with him. He's like, look at this phone call. We have Mel from Australia, James from the UK. Paul was born in
Ukraine.
Ukraine. We have Tech here in Florida. I'm here in California. But because of this crazy little YouTube world, we're like also close. I thought it was like so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is. And I just feel like, yeah, if anyone's on the fence about joining YouTube,
Don't do it.
there's just so many opportunities. I'm just so grateful, like all the
Yeah.
opportunities that have come from this and what might come in the future. I might be
Exactly.
able to come back and stay and see new people. And
I feel like that's the one big part people talk about YouTube. People talk about YouTube. Oh, it's gonna be great. I can blow up and make all this source, all this money, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's
might
fine.
happen.
Might happen.
Might happen. Doesn't happen to everyone.
Most likely, it won't happen. If
Yeah,
we're gonna be honest.
that's
Like
true.
we talked about today with Mel about how the statistics work and how out of everybody that's the channel, only 1 out of 100 of those makes it to just 100 subscribers, which sounds so little, but only 1% of those makes it to there. Then if you want to go from 100 to 1,000, only 1% makes it from there. From 1,000 to 10,000 is 1%. So those of you guys are watching that are in the 1 to 10,000 range. If you make it to 10,000, that's a huge step.
Yeah.
Right? That's insane. You guys should be so proud if you make it to the 10K mark.
Yeah.
Then the 10K to 100 is also 1%. Then the 100K to 1 million is 1%. So every time you make one of those milestones is great. But also think about that 99% of the people don't, right? So the people that start the channel, a lot of times you won't be as successful as
You
think
might not
will.
be success like big and successful on YouTube. Like I get that only happens to a small percentage. You do have to have a little bit of an it factor, but I think just being part of the YouTube community,
Yeah.
even the smaller channels, they make friends. Like they make a community
And
around them.
I've seen it happen time and time again where people say, I had no clue who this person was. I came to a live. He lives 10 minutes away from me. Now we're picking and we're best friends.
Yeah.
And it happened just because they were on YouTube.
And like you like even like when I had 3,000 subscribers, like I still felt like I had a worldwide community of friends. So, you know, like the bigger you get, like, yeah, you meet more people, and it's exciting to think about all the people that I'm still yet to meet.
Yes.
Like even today, talking to your friend on the phone,
Derek.
And I was like, oh, this guy's great. I'm going to follow him, and I'm watching his videos. I'm like, I feel like, oh, met a new channel to watch.
Another little cog in the reselling wheel that's going into your brain. Yep, that's great. So if you guys want to start a YouTube, do it. Any other advice you give before I shut you down?
No, I don't think so. Shut me down, feed me.
If you want to start YouTube, do it. Feed me. Dang.
Feed me again.
If you were you on the fence for this trip for a while?
I was wondering whether or not it was the right time for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure because I'm still going through this divorce, and I was like, should I wait until after the divorce is just all financially settled and it's all complete? And then I just went, you know what, life's short, and I want to go to this event.
Boom.
And I immediately booked the tickets to the accommodation at Phlip.
Yep.
And that was the first step, I think. By booking the accommodation, it was almost like I didn't have to pay for it. But it was like the booking was there and I could pull out of it.
Yeah.
But it was like something was set into stone. And then I just kind of made it happen with everything else. And I didn't announce it until the flights were actually paid for.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so glad I didn't. Yeah.
So don't wait till you have a midlife crisis to take that step.
Yeah, don't. I'm so glad because even like a week before I came here, I was thinking, am I doing the right thing? Like this is not the right time for this.
From like all logic, it probably felt wrong. Like I got this going. I have this warehouse. My eBay store's in shambles. I had to do this.
Yep.
In all logical steps, you're like, no, I got to figure all this stuff out before I do the trip.
Yep.
You're like, screw that. I'm doing the trip. I'm going to come back revitalized. It's going to become great.
I actually feel like this trip is like I can feel in my spirit like so much happier. I feel like I've got new energy to come back on. I feel like I'm going to come back with a fire that's been lit inside my belly.
Inside her belly.
Fire
and
in my
it's not from
belly.
the greasy food that I'm feeding you.
So I'm going to come back now, and I'm motivated and I'm inspired, and I've had great conversations, like private conversations with Tech and Sports, who's given me so much advice about my eBay store, which, like you said, has been in a shambles because my life has been in a shambles. And coming back with you, talking to you a lot about YouTube has inspired me to get back onto the consistency bandwagon.
Get on the wagon
And
again.
I'm sure when I go and speak to Kevin, and
he will inspire you to promote your merch 75 times a day. And get a chicken.
I was inspired when I talked to Max about because he's a bookseller, so talking to another bookseller who's got a different book model than me, that was inspiring. And then when I go and speak to Chris, Daily Refinement, obviously I've been aligned with Chris for the last 2 or 3 years,
Yeah.
and I'm really looking forward to meeting Chris. He's been very good to me over the years. So.
There we go. Back from Burnout, Instagram, Back from Burnout on YouTube. Links will be down below. So you guys are following her. Help her try to beat me again.
That was a good chase when you were beating me.
That was fun.
Paul was always
I was-
chasing
I
me
was-
for
I was-
YouTube, and then he overtook me.
I was chasing her. While chasing her, I was like, "Oh, I've already passed this person. I've already passed this person."
Kept
And I'm
waiting to
still
pass me.
Still got to pass Mel.
Still got to pass Back from
And
Burnout.
now I'm looking back. I'm like, I don't even see
And
her
now I'm
anymore.
like, he's left me for dead.
I was like, where is this?
Where
back?
is she?
She's definitely in the back.
Oh, don't worry, I'm coming back.
The Back from Burnout is definitely a good name because you're definitely in the back right now.
Right, well, now it's going to be Back from Burnout flies through past Phlip.
There we
I'm
go.
going to leave you for dead again.